right, so today we're going to start 2.3. And we're going to talk about slope-intercept form. In slope-intercept form, we need to first, of course, talk about slope. Slope has lots of different names. First of all, we sometimes say that slope is the change in y divided by the change in x. Sometimes we also say for slope, it is rise over run. Sometimes we refer to the slope as the rate of change. It's the rate, how quickly it is changing, how much that slope or that line is increasing or decreasing. And then the last thing I want to mention is our equation for slope, which is y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. Alright, so hopefully we all remember how to find slope. So here's example number 1. Find the slope through, let's say, 3, 5, and 2, -7. So one of the things I like to do is to put it into that formula, I like to rub right above the points. Remember that this first point is my x1, y1. This second point is my x2, y2. Alright, now we're going to put it into the formula. So y2 is -7 minus y1, which is 5, over x2, which is 2, minus x1, which is 3. Alright, -7 minus 5 is -12. Over -1, and how does that simplify, Carson? Just 12, right? Okay? Do we have any questions on finding slope? Do you need another example? Okay. Alright, just checking. So then let's talk about slope-intercept form. Slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. And in slope-intercept form, the m represents the slope, and the b is your y-intercept. And remember, your y-intercept is a point, so it has to be written as 0, b. Alright? It is a point where it crosses the y-axis. Right? Okay. So let's say I have the equation y equals 2/3 x plus, how about plus 4? Alright. What is our slope? Good. And what is our y-intercept? Good. 0, 4. Very good. Okay. It needs to be written as a point. Alright? So, here's example number 2. Example 2. Let's say I want you actually, let's write an equation. Write an equation. If your m is 1/3 and your b is the point 0, -7. Alright, we're going to write an equation in slope-intercept form. So I have y equals, good, 1/3 x. Good. Nice job, Carson. Y equals mx. My m is 1/3, just like Carson said. Then x. And then plus b, and in this case our b is -7. Questions, questions, questions. No questions, okay? Let's go to one like this then. Let's say I have there. Okay. So I have a line, right? Example 3. From this graph, I want you to find slope and the y-intercept. All right. When you're finding the let me backtrack. When you're finding the slope, I need you to find 2 points that cross exactly on the grid. So if you look at our line here, you can see that there is a point that crosses. So we can start with this one right here where I started. And we can say it crosses right here. Maybe there's one in the middle, maybe there's not. But as long as you find 2, okay? When we talk about slope, we said it is rise over run. Okay, so we're going to start at the leftmost point. We always start at the left. And we go up first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then we're going to run to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So our slope is 9/5. All right, then your y-intercept is the point where it crosses the y-axis. 0 what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I agree. Okay. Questions on that? Do you need another one to find in the slope from a graph? No? Okay. All right. What question did you have, Steph? Oh, to find my b, start at the origin. Okay, and I just counted up to where it crosses the y-axis. All right. Here we go. Example number 4. I want you to find the slope and y-intercept from the equation. Now, if the equation, let's say, is 4x plus 3y equals 24. It's not in a form right now where we can find our slope and y-intercept. Yes, so remember that you need to get y by itself. No, we can divide it. We just have to get y by itself is all we have to do. Well, do we want to do that first? So if I'm trying to get this term of 3y by itself, yes, let's subtract 4x to the other side. Okay, so I have 3y equals negative 4x plus 24. Now, y still isn't by itself, but we can divide every single thing by 3. So here I get y equals negative 4 over 3x plus, what's 24 divided by 3? 8. Very good. Now, is it in a form that I know my slope and y-intercept? What is our slope? Good. Negative 4 over 3. What is our y-intercept? 0, 8. Yes, I agree with that. Okay? Want to make sure that that goes in the y spot in the point, right? It's where it crosses the y-axis. Questions? We're still doing good? Okay. So a couple things I want to... No. No, not yet. Yeah, we'll wait on point slope form. We'll probably wait on that till... Well, we'll see how this goes. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe Monday. Maybe after you guys do your testing next week. We'll just see. Okay? Yes, you have your testing. Remember, testing is on Wednesday. Thursday, you actually have a half a day. You have pictures in the morning, you have a half a day, and there's parent-teacher conferences all afternoon. Yes. We mean Wednesday morning for the testing? Right. I don't know about pictures. I'm not really sure what they do with that in Career Center. Right. They probably will have you do them as soon as you get back, or they'll have you do them before you get to go. I'm not really sure which way they'll go, but we'll find out, okay? All right. So here's a couple things I want to mention, okay? First of all, if you have a y equals a number line, so y equals a number, doesn't matter what the number is, I want you to remember that this is a horizontal line. And it's a horizontal line because it doesn't involve, my line, sorry. It doesn't involve x at all, right? It's just y equals 4. And it's a line that crosses only through the y-axis, okay? If I have x equals a number, that's a vertical line. Because, again, it doesn't involve y at all, and it only crosses through the x-axis, all right? A horizontal line. The slope for a horizontal line is, does anybody remember? If I have a line that goes like this, what's the slope? Okay, 0. Very good. Remember I used to tell you, imagine it was one of those racetracks you had when you were little and you put a car on it. And it doesn't go anywhere, so its rate of change or its slope is 0, right? Yes, the slope for a vertical line is undefined. Because again, if you put your car on a vertical line, that car is going to go crashing to its demise, I guess. Right? Alright, undefined. Okay, so I want you to keep that in mind. You have a couple questions that deals with those things. And then the only other thing I have left to talk about is, does anybody remember how to graph? Graphing. Graph from slope-intercept. Slope-intercept. Okay. 1, I want you to plot the y-intercept, or your B point. Okay? Then, step 2, from there, from B, you do rise, go, rise, over, run, and put a dot. Step 3, connect the dots. Seems pretty easy, huh? So, if we have a slope of, let's say, 2/3, and a y-intercept of 0, 3, if I were to graph that, I start at my y-intercept. Good, and I put a dot. Correct. From here, we do rise, up to, and run, 1, 2, 3, and put a dot. Then I just want you to connect your dots. And that's it. Okay? So, if, let's say you have an equation that looks like this, y equals 1/3 x minus 2. First of all, before you graph it, you have to know what your slope and y-intercept are, right? So slope is 1/3. Gosh darn it. Let me fix that, sorry. And my y-intercept was what again, Carson? 0, -2. All right. So we start by plotting the y-intercept. Okay. Yep. And then from that point, we rise up 1 and we run over 3 and put a dot. And then you connect your dots. That's it. Any questions? Jay seems pretty good. Easy? I hope you think so. I hope so.